live stream is actually in conjunction with a live stream that I'm doing on an app called Insight Timer. I'll start looking at the right spot now. On an app that I use called Insight Timer, where I share lots of meditations and guidance, particularly for empaths. So today we are talking about the root chakra and how it relates to being an empath. Particular ways that empaths can get that energy blocked. So it is a journaling session. So go now and grab your journal and come back and join in. You'll see me looking down at this screen here, which is where I'm talking to the Insight Timer people. If you would like to join me on Insight Timer, it is a free app. Just download it and look for Cindy Johns and I will pop up, and then you can join in and ask questions in the live stream as well. And to all of you who are here catching the replay, my Insight Timer community, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So, we are going live in about 2 minutes. And I've just realized that it is really warm in this room. So, excuse me for one moment while I go and get my, my remote for the fan so I'm nice and cool. 1 second. Okay, beautiful. The joys of live streaming and not being completely ready. So, root chakra. Before we start, let me, first of all, if you're an empath and you are looking for ways to fit into the world, not just fit, but thrive, then please consider subscribing, because all of my videos are going to be about ways that we can survive and thrive in this crazy, messed up world. I firmly believe that as empaths, we have an extra gift, and if we hide our sensitivity, then we kind of let the negativity win. I feel that the more we empower ourselves, the more we are able to speak out against the wrongs that are happening in our world. And there are plenty of them, let's be honest. We are here to be the conscience. Of course, that doesn't mean that you're obligated to use your gift in any way, but if you want to, then this is the place for you, and consider subscribing. So here we go, 30 seconds before we start. Okay. Everything looks good. Everything looks good up there. Beautiful. Here we go. Namaste, namaste, my lovely friends. How are you all? It is so good to see you when I see you. I can't see any of your little face. There you are. Yay, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. So, welcome, root chakra for empaths. Do you like my little, my altar? I've changed my altar around from last time. Flo, you're at a stoplight. Awesome. Well, get home safely, my friends. Get home safely and then come in and join us. It'll be lovely to have you. So, Luann, yay, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, my my altar, can you see that shell? That shell comes from Bali. My husband brought it for me before COVID to, when he was working in Bali, as like a promise that we were going to go there together. And then COVID hit. And for a long time, I have hidden that shell because I felt like, oh, it's never going to happen now. But hope is on the horizon. So I've pulled it back out to remind myself that soon we will be traveling again. Joanna, yay, welcome. How amazing. Congratulations to your husband for running the marathon. Joanna's husband just completed the New York Marathon. Is that right, Joanna? How amazing. Hey, Laura, welcome. Hello, Angie. Thank you very much. Hey, Richard, welcome. Hi, Monica. Hey, Rowena. Rowena from Melbourne is here. Welcome. So every now and again, you're going to see me look up because for those of you who have requested replays, I'm also live streaming to YouTube. So you can watch anytime you want. Hey, Dee, welcome with the flower. So I know it's you. Perfect. Hello, Kate. Welcome. Bonnie, lovely to see you. Hey, Judy. Judy, good to see you. Good to feel you. Hi, Wendy from Victoria, another Aussie. Welcome, Wendy. Whereabouts in Victoria are you? How wonderful for you all to be free at last. Beautiful. Okay, so root chakra, central Victoria. Is it cold there at the moment? Our whole country, I don't know what the weather's like for you all in the northern hemisphere, but our whole country is kind of stuck in winter. We should be, by now where I am in Queensland, we should be walking around in, tiny shorts and just sweating. But we've got the humidity, but we've also got cool weather. It's kind of weird. A little, but it has been warm. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so welcome. We are talking about the root chakra. Now, I'm assuming that most of you know the basics of the root chakra because here you are on Insight Timer and there is a plethora of information about the root chakra. But I want to approach this from a uniquely empathic way because I feel that there are some extra nuances to balancing our root chakra when we are empaths. Now, a little bit on the root chakra. The root chakra, Muladhara, which means, now I can't remember. Muladhara is a Sanskrit word that means root support. Yay, I remembered. And it's an energy disc that sits at the very base of your spine. It is aligned to the color red, and it is also where it governs our stability, our sense of stability and security. Its element is earth, appropriately, and it's also where we governs the psychological aspect of survival, of surviving in the world, which for us is really, potent. It is potent. So I hope you've all got your journals because there will be journal points today, journal prompts. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this sense of survival that we empaths carry with us, of needing to survive in the world. So the root chakra governs our sense of stability, security and stability. And that energy starts being affected when we are really, really young. So we know the scientific evidence that all of our development as children happens between birth and 7 years. And that's when the root chakra can start to be unbalanced because of the external influences, usually from our caregivers as young children, that can knock us off balance, that can make us feel insecure, maybe not stable in our home environment. And so we start creating those problems of insecurity at a very, very young age. Now, this is true for everybody, but imagine you're an empath and you've got this extra something, this extra feeling, this extra ability to feel what's going on around you. Or if you're a HSP, if you don't call yourself an empath, but you're a highly sensitive person, your nervous system is built differently. It's different. You are sensitive to stimuli, in a very different way to a I'm going to call them regular, regular people. So I imagine you're sensitive. You're a sensitive person, and you have a favorite uncle who likes to tickle you, right? And I think most of us at some point in our life have had that crazy person in your family who thinks that tickling is a lot of fun. And they begin to tickle you, and if you're not, if you're like a non-sensitive person, you can deal with it, you can handle it, right? But as a sensitive person, all of that overload, all of that sensory overload can get so much that you can go from ha ha ha, this is fun, to oh my god, too much, having a meltdown really, really quickly. And in that instance, if that's happening to you and your parent, I was lucky. My mum would say, I did have the crazy uncle who used to tickle me too much. My mum would be, that's enough now. You know, she'd let him do it a little bit so it was fun and I'd giggle, and then she would just stop and say, that's enough. So that is support, that would be supporting my nervous system. But if you have an uncle and your parents think it's all great fun and he's just tickling you and tickling you, and then you are in overwhelm and you start crying and it all gets too much for you, and then your parents say to you, what's wrong with you? He's just tickling. Big deal. So then you start feeling like there's something wrong with you because, you know, they were just having fun with you and you couldn't deal with it. That kind of shakes your sense of stability. It shakes your belief in yourself. Does anyone have an experience like that from their childhood where maybe a family member was a little too, well, they just didn't know how to handle your boundaries as a sensitive child? Can anyone speak to that? No. Okay. Just me then. Just me with the crazy uncle who was always tickling. Okay. Rowena, similar, and was told you had Woolies worms. My brother tickled me all the time, Deb. Yeah. Wendy. Oh no, Wendy, sorry, that was a comment about the weather. Amy, do you think all the immersion in service work when I was younger and not aware of the... Oh. Okay, so Amy has asked, do you think all of the immersion in service work when she was younger and not always aware of the need to practice radical self-care, do you think could contribute to severe chronic illness? Yes, Amy, absolutely. There you go. And your parents constantly discounted your sensitivity. Yeah. Deb, I hated it. Richard, demanding father. There you go. Laura, labelled as oversensitive. Hey, Zawadi, welcome. With your cousins, they would pin you down, lift your arms up and tickle you. It was awful. Right. Kate, right. So we've all had those experiences. And, you know, sometimes it's well-meaning from our family members. Sometimes it's not. Like in the case of my uncle, he was a very loving man. There was no malice towards me. There was no evil intent. He thought it was fun. But thankfully my mother understood that actually my child is now feeling too much, and asked him to stop, and he stopped. But not everyone understands that. So it's not always malice. It's not always that we had a traumatic childhood. Sometimes it is that. Sometimes it's just everyday things, because we are not like the norm. We're not like everybody else. We feel things more. So those little things, even little things like being super imaginative, or what other people considered super imaginative. You know, if you're an intuitive person, your gifts start when you're young and you don't know how to filter them like you do when you're an adult. So you're seeing things about people, or maybe you're seeing things. You know, I have a niece who loved fairies, just loved fairies for the longest time, and we all supported that. But I know that there would be some amongst you who would be told fairies are they're not real, and you may have actually seen a fairy. You know, your intuition will open you up to other things. Hey Amanda, welcome. Yay, Flo's made it. Good to see you, Flo. Yeah, Joanna, fairies, right? Just the things that you see when you're a child and you don't have that filter that tells you to hide. That's not safe to speak about that, which we have when we're older. And then you're ridiculed for it. My lovely niece, she doesn't have any of those problems. She is a sensitive child and she was treated like a sensitive child. And if she saw fairies at the bottom of the garden, and she saw fairies. And in fact, I for Christmas I bought her a fairy to hang up on her wall. So it's encouraged, but not all of us had that. Many of us were told we were too imaginative. Oh, she's got a wild imagination, that one. You know, like there was something wrong with it. You sense your cat's spirit. Wow. So, all of those things contribute towards us feeling insecure in who we are, feeling insecure in the things that we believed as a child to be true, we were told can't be true. So therefore, it's not possible that we might sense things. So we squash it down and we start denying ourselves. And then we start feeling, over a longer term, we start feeling unstable within ourselves. We start feeling and internalizing that there's something wrong with us. How many of you have gone through life feeling like there is something wrong with you? Amanda, you always had your head in the clouds. And we're going to talk about empaths with their head in the clouds a lot. So yeah. Look, all the yeses, all of them. And I know that speaking to some of you as grown adults in this community, you have felt like there was something wrong with you all of your life. Right up till probably the moment you met me and I said, there is nothing wrong with you. Right? I mean, I still believed that up until, like I knew there was nothing wrong with me, but in the back of my mind there was always that little, yeah, but you're kind of weird. And then spending time with you all, it's like you teach me things as well, and I realize, you know what, absolutely there is nothing wrong with me, and I am not a bit weird. It just is what it is. Right. So let me, weird and proud, absolutely, Amanda, weird and proud. So let me talk a little bit about the root chakra. I just want to read a few of the signs of an unbalanced root chakra. Oh, Amy is talking about a book called The Gifted Adult, a revolutionary guide for liberating everyday genius. I like it. By Mary Elaine Jacobson. It sounds like a good book. Thanks, Amy. Okay, so signs of an unbalanced root chakra. Loss of joy for life, deep insecurity, restlessness, and an ability to be in the moment. It is so hard. I know for myself, even now, I need to do a lot of work to keep bringing myself back to the present moment, because it's hard to be here as an empath, and that relates to your root chakra energy. Physical lethargy and sluggishness, lower back problems, and a feeling that you don't belong. Okay, this is a really big one for empaths. How many of you have gone through most of your life feeling like you do not belong? I put my hand up for that. Yes, look, all the yeses, always. The biggest one for Zawandi. So very much. Hi, Lily. Welcome. There you go. Positive flow, very much so. Rowena, yep. Kate, yep. It is a big thing. It is a big thing for us. We feel like, what on earth are we doing here? Really, why am I here? Because let's be honest, we can't fully express ourselves to people. Yeah, beautiful, Daphne. We can't fully express our depth to people. You know, when you have conversations with people and you feel some people see, most people see this much. They see the tip of the iceberg. And we see the tip of the iceberg and we feel everything underneath the iceberg. But how can you describe that to someone? Unless you have somebody who really understands you, they're just going to think like, you're nuts. So you never really feel like you find your tribe, like you find your people, right? Beautiful. Okay. So an underactive root chakra can manifest as, so that's when it's not flowing at all, not very well, if at all. An underactive root chakra, a need for material wealth. So that extends to accumulating things, hoarding. That extends to holding on to things that you know you should let go of, but you just really find it difficult to do so. A constant feeling that you don't have enough, that you are not enough, and that you don't have enough. So you are forever working, pushing, striving to create more, to bring more into your life so that you feel stable. Anxiety. I don't even need to ask how many of you have anxiety. You used to be like that, Flo? Me too. Beautiful. Depression, rage, you know, that seething rage. Hey, Britt, welcome. Major anxious disorder, anxious hoarder, right. Yep, social anxiety, me too. Depression, rage, that seething rage, right? Feelings of resentment. It is so easy when your root chakra is blocked to be resentful because you never really belong. You never really have enough. Everybody else seems to get it and you don't. Yeah? Zawadi, I'm going to talk to that too. So for YouTube, Zawadi has written that she's found her people, but they are spread out all over the world. And she hasn't found one physical place where she feels like she belongs in the community that she lives in. I can relate to that, and I will talk to that later. Yes, Amy. It's the words are almost irrelevant. It's the language of body gestures, emotional tone that you hear. Wow, you had a therapist that helped you to stop saying that. She said people feel violated. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that, Amy. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not going to make any judgment on that, but it sits a bit uncomfortably with me. Depression and rage. Look, Amy, yeah. Yeah, beautiful, Amanda. Is it eccentricity though? Is it just you? Okay, and so feelings of resentment, low self-esteem, an ability to relate to nature, because your root chakra, the element of your root chakra is the earth. So if your energy is blocked there, how can you actually appreciate the earth? And now think about this as an empath. The earth gives us energy. So if your root chakra energy is so unbalanced, as mine has been, that you cannot be out in the earth, you can't stand insects, you can't stand having your feet on the ground, you don't want things to come near you, how can you recharge fully? Because the earth is where we draw so much of our energy, right? So trust and commitment issues. And you can be a bit of a control freak. Everything needs to be just so, just so, just so. Bonnie had a problem of letting go of items because of an emotional attachment. Yes, because you feel you don't have enough. Oh, Amy. Okay, so when it's overactive, because your chakra energy can be underactive and then it can be overactive, which means that disc is spinning way too fast. Then you are exhausted. all the time. You feel insecure and you feel unsafe. How horrible to go through life feeling unsafe. You are anxious and you are full of fear. You are unable to commit, and on a physical level, you can't poop. We all know how horrible it is to be constipated, right? Look, so many of you agreeing with Zawadi there. It's awesome. It's awesome to find your tribe and your people. So, now I'd like to move on to our first journal prompt. The root chakra, and I've spoken about this, it governs the physiological function of survival. Aha, Zawadi, root chakra, baby. Prompt one, get your pens out. I'm going to give you 1 minute. What have you had to do to survive as an empath? What have you had to do to survive as an empath? 1 minute, starting now, in your journals. 30 seconds to go. 1 minute goes so quickly, doesn't it? What have you had to do to survive as an empath? Okay, beautiful. There's some good responses coming up here. 5 seconds, everyone. Katie, welcome. Long time no see. And T, yes, compartmentalism. Block everyone out. Huge. Beautiful Katie. Yes, Mandy, find like-minded people. Luann, isolate yourself. Beautiful. Bonnie, be your own best friend. Beautiful. Beautiful. Laura, hide much of yourself. Yeah. Flo, I love that. You just explain to people that that's how you are. I love it. Lily, never talk about it. Suppress it. Richard, hide from the world. Yes. Beautiful, Amy. Judy, hiding yourself from the world. Kate, spend a lot of time by yourself. Right. Yep. So, to survive, when people are telling you that you are wrong, that the things you feel are wrong, that it's not okay to be sensitive, that it's not actually okay to be you. Deb, don't express your emotions, right? When people are telling you that when you're a little kid, still learning how to navigate the world, you learn how to hide. You learn how to hide those parts of yourself from other people. Sometimes you are almost successful in hiding those parts of yourself from yourself. You forget them, right? You forget all about them. And then what happens? What happens when you start hiding yourself, when you stop allowing yourself to be who you are? For me, it resulted in years of substance abuse. It resulted in me squashing myself down, allowing myself to fall into horrible relationship after horrible relationship. Joanna, she's learned to be herself and not worry what others think. Yeah, lost some friends and found real ones. Beautiful. T, not feel bad but not feel good either. Exactly, just exist, survive. You've hit the nail on the head, T, as you always do. She's learnt to survive. And that is basically what an unblocked root chakra will do. It will shut itself down to the point where you are just surviving. What a way to live life, to just be surviving instead of enjoying it, embracing it, feeling it all, feeling all of it. Amy, anorexia, bulimia, compulsive exercise, alcoholism, years of work to live sober. Right. Flow. Yes, I relate to you there, my friend. Flo says he's learnt to be a chameleon depending on who he is around. How many of us can do that? Just be whoever we need to be. And then in the process of being whoever you need to be, you forget to be you. Right? Too bad there was no IT when we were young. Right, Bonnie? But you know what? When I was young, I could not speak to you like I speak to you now. I can only speak to you now because I have learnt how to express myself as an empath. Beautiful. But it would have been nice. It would have been nice if there was an older someone like me talking about this stuff back in the day, right? Would have been nice. Lily being who other people wanted you to be. Yes. Yes. And the thing is, look, let's be honest, in life, you kind of need to have a little bit of that skill, because you do need to adjust yourself a little bit around different people. You can't just, as self-protection, you do need to, when I worked in real estate, I was a very different Cindy with my all-male work crew than I was when I was sitting at the table with vendors, with a husband and wife team. And then I was a different person when I was at home. You don't show all of yourself to everyone all the time. That's just a part of life. But when you can never show your true self to anybody, or when you're denying your true self even to yourself, that can be destroying. It's soul destroying. Amanda can be shy. Yep. Yes, beautiful, Amy. And which mask to use in a group? Oh, Rowena, yeah. All of these people, who do I have to be? So it's nice to know who you are and be able to be yourself, but maybe quieter. Yeah? So, okay, beautiful. Okay. So prompt 2, I think we've answered it. Prompt 2 was, how has this need for survival manifested in your life? But I think we've answered it. It never ends. Amy has made a really valid point there. It is a process to keep coming back to your true self. It never ends. You are 100% right. Okay, so now we won't do that prompt because we've kind of already just answered it anyway. Tara feels withdrawn when she gets overwhelmed. So do I. Yeah, it's exhausting acting happy and strong all the time. Acting being the magic word there. Okay. So, as empaths, we need to get grounded and begin to work on our sense of stability so that we can become our whole selves and begin to feel safe so that we can let go of that need to survive and instead focus on thriving, focus on creating the life that we want to live. And it's possible. I am standing in front of you, sitting in front of you, as absolute proof that you can be an empath who doesn't absorb everybody else's crap. You can be an empath who knows when to be, coming out of your third eye chakra and being all woo-woo about things, and when to be grounded, calm, and sensible, to be the sensible part of being an empath. Hey Liz, welcome. So, it is possible. Let's talk a bit about that. Let's talk about when your root chakra is in harmony. When your root chakra is in harmony, flowing beautifully, and as Amy mentioned, this is a work in progress. Some days I'm like, woo, I'm grounded, I'm beautiful, it's amazing. Other days my head is all over the place. And then I need to go back to my root chakra. It is a never-ending thing. So, when your root chakra is in harmony, you feel able to be present in the moment. You are secure in yourself. You are safe and you have no issues with trust You are connected with others in authentic relationships. One of the big things that empaths, one of the traps that we empaths fall into is codependent relationships, or losing ourselves in relationships because we don't actually know who we are anyway. So, connected with others in authentic relationships. So, now I have another prompt for you. I have a bunch of prompts for you. But I want to talk to you for a moment about, oh golly, will I be able to find it? Zawadi talked about, oh Zawadi, what was your comment again about not finding your people? Amy slips from solitude into isolation and depressive thinking. There's an invisible line I cross and I have to pull myself back up. Yes, Amy. Right, friends all over the world. Okay, I do want to address that, but not just yet. But thank you for reminding me. So, because we are told, yes, okay, I'm coming back to that. I am coming back to that. I've got half an hour. Speed up my talking. Okay, so because it is so much easier for us to live in our heart chakra and in our third eye chakra, because we are naturally intuitive people. We feel things, we sense things, right? So this is easy for us. We also, one thing that all empaths have in common is that we love to help. So we come from a place of love, our heart chakra. So when you are constantly told as a child that there is something wrong with you, that no, you couldn't possibly have felt that, how do you know that? Go away, you annoying child. Go and play with your brothers and sisters. Stop being so needy. All of those things, right? We move out of our root chakra because we don't want to be in the world, because we are struggling to be here, grounded on the earth. So we lift up into these chakras and start living in between these two chakras. And that is not healthy. When you live in your heart chakra, when you live out of a place of, oh, but I just love everyone, it is hard to set boundaries. Now, how many of you, this old empath thing that I have heard so many times, oh, I just give and give and give to people, and then when I need them, they are nowhere to be found. I have heard that so many times. I feel like I'm always giving, but nobody gives back. Right? D, yes. Because you haven't set any boundaries. Right. You haven't set boundaries. You are coming from this over open, buzzy energy in your heart chakra, and you haven't spent any time down getting grounded in your root chakra, setting boundaries for yourself. First for yourself and then for everyone else. Trust too quickly instead of allowing people to show me that they are worthy of trust. Exactly. Because we've got no boundaries. We're coming straight from here. Woo! Let me love you. Let me love you. And when you're like that, when you're in that energy all the time of just being give, what happens? Predators. Along comes the human shark. It blinds you. Yes, Bonnie, it blinds you. But it also attracts all those sorts of people who want to take advantage of you, because you know what? You are telling them that you can. You are saying it's okay. Take what you want. I have got no sense of who I am. I've got no respect for myself. And a lot of the time when we're coming out of that, we're doing it out of a sense of need, right? Moth to a flame. Exactly, Tara. We are doing it out of sense of need. We want to be loved and accepted, so we come from our heart and we give and we give and we give, and we're kind of expecting that we're going to get it back. And then when we don't get it back, we get all upset. And then again, our root chakra gets a little bit more blocked. We feel a little less stable than we even did before, because we're not in that grounded space. Now, what happens when you start coming from here? Have you ever met a person who is so spiritually minded? So, I can feel the spirits and I can feel God, that they are just so like unrelatable. Like, are you right? Are you right up there in the spirit world? Head in the clouds. Who said that earlier? Head was always in the clouds. Oh, Flo, it is people taking your superpower and taking advantage of you. So for those on YouTube, Flo's question is it a superpower or a curse when people tend to spill their guts out to you, even strangers, leaves you drained? That is the empath thing. Empaths get that all the time. You need to, it's like an energetic leak. It means that you are putting out energy out there that says, hey, I'm free, come and dump on me. You need to get those boundaries sorted so that your energy is contained to you. Amy lets go of several relationships. When she got severely ill, they didn't show up for you at all. There you go. Yes, Amy. Amanda, head in the clouds, right? Because you're coming from this intuitive space, which is amazing. We have so much power here. But if it's not grounded, then it just sounds like goobly-gook to people. How do you talk to a person out in the street about the vision that you just saw? Like, you become unrelatable. You need to be grounded. So, but it is easy for us, and we want to escape the present moment, because in the present moment we are wrong. On this earth we are told that we are wrong. Always that we are wrong. And it happened to us as kids. But we're adults now. We can heal that. We can change that. We can stop that palaver. Aha. There you go, Lily. Boundaries and predators. Yeah. So it's like, if you think about animals in the wild, when they show that they're weak, that is when the predator, the predator looks for the weak one in the tribe, what are they called? In the herd. He goes for the weakest link. If you're walking around all open and feely and woo, the predator's coming, the most vulnerable one. Exactly. That predator's going, bing, that one. Okay, so I don't think an hour's enough. But I understand that you all have lives. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to give you a journal prompt, and then I'm going to give you some strategies to start working on your root chakra. There you go, Lily. Yes. I don't have many friends for that reason, because I reached the point. So Lily has mentioned that many of her friends turned into energy vampires, and I did reach the point where I was alone by myself and really needed some friends, and no one turned up, and I thought, you know what, this is my fault. And I fixed it. I just don't have many friends now. The ones that I do are there for me. Energy vampires. They suck your energy, Kiara. I'm glad he's your ex then, Amanda. Okay. So, journal prompt number 2. Where do I feel unsafe in my life? Where do I feel unsafe in my life? 1 minute. Where? And you may end up listing a whole bunch of places. And that's okay too, because we can heal all of that. Where do I feel unsafe in my life? A little bit deeper than pubs, Amanda. Go deep. Come on, you're an empath. Dig in. I'm so thirsty today. So thirsty. Oh, T, unexpected feelings of despair. I'm sorry to hear that, T. Large groups of strangers. Okay, I'd like you to go a little bit deeper. Not like, not when I'm out and about with strangers, because I don't think there's a person alive on this planet right now who doesn't feel uncomfortable and unsafe in a crowd of people. I feel unsafe when I'm in a shop and I have to touch something, right? I mean, like in your life, in your relationships maybe, or in your, you know, like T has said, she's feeling unexpected feelings of despair. Tara, around conflict. Trying to make friendships. Beautiful, Luann. Okay, Asia. Now that you've recognized that, what are you going to do about that? Kiara's finding it hard to find her purpose. Yes, T, beautiful, I'm glad. Oh, Amy. Right, right. No, Amy, that was poignant and beautiful, and I know of at least one other person who would completely relate to what you're saying in this group today. Right. Okay, Deb. Michelle feels lost and alone. Yeah, I get that, Michelle. I get that too. Wow. It's a funny state of affairs that we find ourselves in at the moment, where half the world, if not more, feels lost and alone, right? Okay. So we've identified where we feel unsafe. Oh, I'm feeling Michelle, and I'm really feeling Amy. And yeah. So my next prompt, you guys, I'm probably going to go a little bit over. I hope that's all right. I've got 15 minutes. What boundaries, my next prompt, what boundaries can I set for myself so that I can create a sense of safety? Thank you, Kate. So pick the most safe around your family. Your family's a big one, Amy. I don't show myself to my family a lot. Okay. What boundaries can I set for myself to create a sense of safety? I'm going to give you a few minutes to write to that for yourself. Choose one of the areas where you feel unsafe. And then think about boundaries that you can create for yourself. Amy. I want to give you some boundaries as an example. Amy says she feels unsafe when she speaks her truth because people seem to perceive it as weakness. Amy, you just sit and soak in the love that our community is showing you right now. We got you. You feel unsafe when you speak your truth because people seem to perceive that as weakness. So the boundary that I would create for that is to understand who it is safe to speak your truth to. I speak my truth to people who can hear me. And those people that can't hear you, is it possible to remove yourself from them. So boundaries are for you. Boundaries start for you. You show people how to treat you. If you, and look, I'm assuming about your situation, there's a lot that I don't know about, okay? But if you're in a room, let's say you've got a friend and you tell them, you speak, honestly to them, and they put you down for it or treat you poorly because of it. And then the next week you turn up and you speak your truth to them again. And they do it again. And you keep doing that. Then you are actually telling that person it's okay for you to treat me badly. But if you go and you give them a chance and they treat you bad, you speak your truth and they treat you badly, and then you go, oh, right, I've got your number. You remove yourself from them, or you just don't let them in. Then you have told them that what you did wasn't acceptable. Boundaries start with you first. How do you want to be treated? Absolutely, Liz. Yes. Amy, the only person who you have an obligation to keep safe, to make feel safe, is you. You are the only person that you are obligated to make feel safe. And then once you feel safe, you can then work on helping other people feel safe. But if you try to make them feel safe and then they make you feel unsafe, you just cut that loose. That is like, great, you're not my people, you don't appreciate me. Move away. Yes, Tara, spot on. So someone in this group very wisely told me when I was having, I was told intuitively that I had to tell her something, and I was struggling with it for such a long time. And when I finally told her, she said to me, it is not up to you how I receive it. It is up to you to speak, and it is up to me to receive. And that is the same with you. It is up to you to speak, and then how they receive it is how they receive it. If they receive it by making you feel bad, then that stuff is done. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, so did you, while I was blabbing away, did you answer that prompt? Lots of good advice here for you, Amy. So once you've created that boundary for yourself, the next prompt is, and we're racing to the end of our time together, what boundaries can I set for others to feel safe? What boundaries can I set for others to feel safe? Boundary for you, and then you create the boundary for them. So it may be a boundary like, so you feel unsafe in speaking your truth to someone. So your boundary is that you don't. Really, that's the end of that one. What boundaries can you create for others to help you feel safe? So if you have a relationship with someone who is, and you can't get away from them, let's say it's your family, right? Let's use family. So your family is, and you can't avoid them. So your boundary is that you do not speak about certain things to them because they are not going to appreciate and accept what you're saying. And your boundary for them is that they do not just turn up at your house. And you tell them, and you have to stick to it, you cannot just turn up to my house at any time. Call me first. And then if they just turn up, you just don't answer the door. I have done that myself. It is hard, but you just don't. Amy, your family is racist. Are they racist to you, Amy, or to other people? Silence is compliance. Doesn't make any difference. Doesn't make any difference. Does it, like, Amy, does it make any difference? Honestly. Yes, Amanda, like vampires, don't invite them in. Oh, right. In that case, Amy, yes, you go on with your fine self. In that case, absolutely, you do need to speak up. And you're in a tough situation there. And in 8 minutes, I'm not going to be able to help you with it. But you are absolutely right that you do need to stand up in that situation when there are other people involved. But I have a question. Your nephews are Muslim and they're black. Why are their parents putting them in that situation where... Just a question. Again, I don't know your situation. Because if that was my kid, if you're going to talk to me and my kids like this, then see you later. What if you live with these people and... Oh, okay. Holy heck, Kiara. Okay, we're going to have to do a... We're going to have to do another live on that, Kiara, because that is a huge, huge thing. So I want to talk to Zawadi with your friends all over the world, okay? So balancing your root chakra, one of the things that I do, I too have friends that are all over the world. I have friends in the UK, I have friends in New Zealand, I have friends in America, I have friends in Canada, I have friends in Germany, and I have one friend in Brisbane, and I really feel like I do not belong here, but life has me here now. This is where I need to be right now. So my sense of home, a part of balancing your root chakra is defining home. Where is home? So this city does not feel like home for me at all. Dislike living here. But I have defined my sense of home as me. I am home. So it doesn't matter where I am. You can put me in any city, but I have worked on myself so that I am home. This is my safe space. This is my sanctuary. This is where I go when I need to be healed. So that is, a meditation space. I can sit quietly, close my eyes, tune in to myself, and I'm home. So it doesn't matter that my friends are all over the world. Because when I connect with my friends, I am home. Because I am here being 100% honest and speaking my truth and being allowed to be in my truth with my tribe, with my friends. So that is how I relate to the fact that my friends are everywhere except where I live. And we are so lucky that we have technology. How many apps do we have? How many ways can we speak to people all over the world? It doesn't bother me that I can't hug them because they can feel my love anyway and I can feel their love. That is how I deal with that. I define home as me instead of my external place. Beautiful, Zawadi. You crave a physical place. Yeah. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. Not right now. I also dream of the time when I can live in a place where I feel rooted and grounded in the community. But for right now, this is what I have. So I just cultivate that sense of home within me. within myself. Luann, namaste. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Visualization meditation. There you go, Amanda. Beautiful, Lise. Beautiful. Good. Your soul tribe. Exactly. Exactly. Beautiful. Oh, Michelle, namaste. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate it. So, I now just want to go really quickly through some different strategies to get grounded. First of all, defining what home is for you. Wendy, namaste. Thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate it. And on that too, as empaths, so I have to say that I was perfectly okay with myself, and I was perfectly okay with being an empath, and I knew how to set boundaries for myself, and I had my husband who fully accepted me, and I have a few friends who understand that I am an empath, and sometimes things get a bit weird. But since coming on Insight Timer, I have met so many amazing people who are empaths like me. And so I feel even more grounded in who I am because I have found others like me. Use these spaces. There are plenty of people online. Connected is the right word, Amanda. There are plenty of places online where you can find other empaths to hang out with. Find them. Find them. Use whatever. Let go of this old, outdated ideas that you might have about online communities not being as real as physical communities, because our world has changed. Embrace the technology. Find your people wherever they are. Wherever they are. Embrace them. Yes, Zawadi. Zawadi always feels at home in the divine embrace of Mother Nature. How beautiful is that? I 100% agree with that. Which is why my heart breaks with the lunacy that we submit our earth to right now. Okay, I got to race now. We've got 1 minute. Okay, so another, okay. I'm going to just read to you what I've written. Balancing your root chakra. Get grounded, get grounded, get grounded. Go out to nature. Put your feet on the ground, even if you're in that space at the moment where that feels like ugh to you. Just do it, just do it. I promise you, you will feel so much better. Surround yourself with plants. If you can't get outside, surround yourself with plants. Make a garden, make a garden. If you can make a garden outside, make a garden outside. If you can't, create a garden inside. Look at that. I had to put my hands in the dirt. I had dirt under my thumbnail for like a week after I potted that. And like I kept scrubbing it out, and I was kind of a bit like, I don't really want it to go because it means that I've been in the earth, right? Tree hugging is the best. Plant a garden. Feel your hands in the soil. Do a walking meditation. Find a safe place where you can put your feet barefoot on the ground. I look out because I have a park here that is a soccer field. So they have the most beautifully manicured lawn. So I'm always out there with my shoes off walking around. Find grounding meditations here on IT. Listen to root chakra music. Listen to the beautiful root chakra meditation bowls. You guys, you get sick of me. I'm always talking about Sonic Yogi. Honestly, listen to his music. Amazing. Eat red foods. Eat strawberries. Eat raspberries. Eat beetroot. Actually, eat vegetables that are root vegetables. So things that grow like tubers under the ground. Carrots, sweet potatoes. What else grows under the soil? Beetroot. all those things that you have to actually pull out of the soil. Make a beautiful roast veggie. Like you can make it warm or cold. It's perfect. Just roast a whole bunch of root vegetables, a little bit of seasoning, and then have that warm for dinner, or have it cold with a little bit of salad dressing. Mwah. I'm making you hungry. You love potatoes. Meg, we always, almost every live I do, we end up talking about food and bugs. No bugs this time, but food. Okay. Declutter. Let go of the things you don't need and are holding onto for no good reason. Remember, hoarding and holding on to material possessions a sign of an unbalanced root chakra. If you're looking at something and there is no real reason why you've got that box of stuff just sitting there, get rid of it. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, essential oils. Put these essential oils in a roller ball full of coconut oil or whatever oil you've got and rub it on your feet. Cedarwood, clove, ginger, and sandalwood. Put it in a roller bottle with coconut oil. Rub it into the soles of your feet every day. And maybe even as you roll it in, make it a mindful exercise. Say something like, I am grounded. I am enough. I am safe and secure. I have everything I need. Okay? Affirmations. Use affirmations. Crystals to use. Ruby, garnet, hematite, smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is so grounding and clearing. Lang Lang and jasmine. Beautiful, Amanda. Don't know that jasmine's for your root chakra though. Okay, and here's a daily question to ask. Gee, I've done all of that in 3 minutes. Daily question to ask. Who am I today? Knowing and feeling comfortable with the fact that this may change from day to day. It doesn't matter. You are who you are, who you are. We are rarely, particularly we women, we are rarely the same today as we will be tomorrow. Wake up and say, who am I today? And be okay with the answer. Accept and love yourself exactly as you are. Beautiful. Okay, I did it in just 4 minutes over. Of course, there is a lot more that I would like to talk about on this subject. There always is. But this is all we have time for today. My pleasure, Paul. My pleasure, Bonnie. Thank you. Yum, beautiful, Amy. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Zawadi. I hope I answered your question. I know that longing for having your place, your external place. But as long as you can be home here, everything will be okay. Thank you, Rowena. Thank you, Susan. Sue, namaste. No, Deb, namaste. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Paul, for your donation. Namaste. Thank you, Dee. My pleasure, Wendy. My pleasure, Richard. Richard, who is really working on his root chakra right now. Rochelle, thank you. Namaste. Yeah, beautiful, Amy. You know, if there is one thing about our IT community here is that we love on each other big time. You are so welcome here. If you would like to join my circle, the Namaste Collective, there's a whole bunch of empaths on there that we can keep answering each other's questions there. You're most welcome to join us. Me too, Michelle. Me too. Awesome, Zawadi. So lovely to see you. My pleasure, Kate. Namaste, Amanda. Namaste, Lily. Thank you, Judy. Yes, I want to do one every month. So why do you do one for empaths? Journaling the chakras for empaths. Doing each of the chakras until we get up to the third eye chakra. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, beautiful, Amy. Awesome. Okay. I'm planning on being here a lot between now and the end of the year because I understand that this is a really difficult time for people. Christmas time and Thanksgiving, and don't want anyone to feel alone. Especially the sacral and throat chakra. Yes, absolutely. So lots of Reiki meditations for everyone as well. Okay, so I hope you can all join me. Thank you, YouTube. So my lovely friends, take care of yourselves, honor yourselves. Namaste, Joanna. I love all of the emojis. Thank you, Kate. I'm glad you're here. My YouTube channel is Cindy Johns. Just look up Cindy Johns. Okay. All my best to you. Namaste. And namaste to you all on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe. And I'll speak with you all again soon. Bye.